And good morning, good afternoon, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is your boy Casanova from Orlando, Florida, on this awesome international podcast, Good Wine and Great Laughs, Season 5, Episode number 11. And today is October 22nd, 2022, and the weather here in Orlando was sunny with the highs of 81 and lows of 63. I had to redo this video for today's podcast because after I look at the footage, for some reason my internet was low and the image was terrible. So I'm trying to make sure that I have a quality videos here for you guys. So I'm redoing this new video for today's episode, ladies and gents. So, but before I jump right on the topic, I have to talk about the wine of the day. And I got this great deal for a good friend of mine that's now selling wine. Her name is Winter Hobson. She lives in Hampton, Virginia. And under the description, you're going to see a link that you can click on that link and go directly to her website information on how we can get this great wine. The company that she works for is called, it's right here. You guys can see. That's the name. And got a great, she asked me what kind of wine you want. I like it. Normally, personally, I like more red wine, but because my podcast is all about all type of wine, so I'm gonna present it every Saturday a brand new type of wine, and also expanding my palate as far trying new wine. So in the package, you get all this information over here. You can see, ladies and gents, and outstanding. Once again, if you want to know after I describe today's wine, that's the information about it. And under the description, you're going to see a link that has just click on that link and go directly to her account, and you can order from her. She can give you some great advice. And the wine of the day is empty now because, like I say, I start a podcast, I drink some more. So there's no more for this wine right here. But this is the wine of the day. It's called the Pause Button Restful Red. That's the one thing. And on the package, the one thing that I like about this wine is this, because on every, you came with the package, you got some information about all the wine that you got, and also come with this card. Take a look at it. That's all the information about what this wine is all about. All the information now, this to me is even better because I can give you guys more information about what the wine is all about. And at the bottom, it always gives you some it's called pairing, some food, fruits, or whatever. That this wine is great for you to pair with. And also, and one of the recommendations that's right here in the front, they give also a recipe of one of the foods that they recommended. This particular wine should be paired with, ladies and gentlemen. So also outstanding. And everything about the wine. Earlier you saw in the previous video that I drank some, but like I say, this bottle is empty. But all the information about this wine, how I rate it, I can tell you that this particular one here, I give a 10. But you're going to see more information, all the details about this wine. Click on the link about today's episode, and you can listen to the entire information about this wine. All right, ladies and gents, there is that decided to discuss today episode. Once again, the topic of this today's episode is Florida Governor, aka DeSatan, and the GOP are scheming against minority groups. There's a whole lot of information what this governor was doing here last week. That was also reported by the newspaper in Tampa. I believe the Miami newspaper also reported the thing that he was doing. And for those that do not know what happened here in Florida in 2018, we had the election that was, including that election was the Amendment 4 that reinstate the rights of those that had a felony and so criminal record, but they paid their debt to society, ladies and gents. This is not a regular criminal. They did the time, they did the crime, they did their time in jail and whatever, and now they're out trying to live their life like you and I. So on that, Amendment 4 was an option for the Floridians decide to see if they could have their votes restored, the vote rights restored or not. The majority of Floridians say yes, let the people vote. So once DeSatan came and got now the position of the governor of this state, him and some Republicans decide to, hey, don't go to now. And then they came so Barber, before you get your voting rights restored, you need to pay this fee. So they came to shenanigans, put a bunch of obstacles for the people to not have their votes restored, voting rights restored. And then some people got all the documentation right. They got the voting cards. Everything was good. And all of a sudden now he came with this kind of guard. I don't know exactly the name, but he came with some kind of department that now is tracking down voter fraud, and he's spending millions of dollars putting this to lock up people that should not be in jail in the first place because they paid their debt to society. So that was happening, was in the national news. And then another thing that pissed me off too, that I hope people pay attention, because this shenanigans over here that he came with, instead spend this money on things that doesn't make any sense. And all this money that he decided to spend on this task force or whatever you want to call, that money could go to the people in Fort Myers that have everything destroyed due to the Hurricane Ian. So to me, like I say, is the hypocrisy of this government that we have here in the state of Florida. Also, I play a video from the show from Alex Wagner on MSNBC, Alex Wagner show, that she gave some great reports about what the GOP is planning to do if they take power and if they take the House of Representatives in November. Also, another information that the show Roland Martin Unfiltered has some great information about the same information that I give you, and he gives you more details of what's going on in Florida and the other shenanigans that the Republicans are doing. You know what I'm saying? And I tell you, other people, please do your search and pay attention and compare in the history on the trends of who was in power. You know, when they have the housing crisis, have the Great Depression, and a whole lot of things that basically damage to you, cause damage to you and I. Because I tell you what, and another thing that discuss about the giveaway information that I advise you guys to take a look at. If you do not know, there's this project called the Poor People's Project, I believe, from Bishop Barber. As a matter of fact, it's the Poor People's Campaign. I wrote this down. Poor People's Campaign, and this is now this is the work of the Bishop Barber, I believe, is in North Carolina, that is doing a great work to educate people, black people, white people, Asian people that are poor, and they see what there are people that try to use your vote, but they're not doing nothing for you. So they're trying to now integrate everybody because you're in the same boat. If you're poor, it doesn't matter if you're black, white, Chinese, it doesn't matter. You know, you got to press. We got to work together so it can move to better our situation. So, great information about it, ladies and gentlemen. And also, if you want more information about the Poor People's Campaign, I will leave the website link on my description as well, ladies and gentlemen. So, I hope you have. Once again, I apologize for the poor production on the previous video, so I delete that. I'm about to launch this one right now, so I gotta have more information in better quality video. So once again, this is your boy Casanova. Be safe, be kind, and be blessed. Enjoy your weekend, and please do not forget to subscribe. Let the people know about this great YouTube channel, and please give me the like. I'm getting to the numbers that I need to do better things, better production over here at Casanova. So once again, this is your boy Casanova. Enjoy your weekend.